Hello, hello. Here is Aage coming to you again from Broadcast Team Alpha with the Paranormal World Show. And we're coming to you from 44 different platforms around the world. And one of them is just the Conscious Awakening Network. You got to go visit those guys. They got close to 50 different shows over there. And these shows are about all the good stuff that both you and me need to know about. And very interesting stuff. So go have a look at it at consciousawakeningnetwork.org. And if you are watching this on YouTube, that's the place to be because that's the only place we can watch the chat room. Many of the other platforms don't give us a chat room. Now, I'm going to talk about something that a few people know about, and those that do, they prosper greatly from it, and that is vision boards. Yeah, what's a vision board? Well, I'm going to lay down a floor of understanding so we can understand what it is, how it works, and what it can do for you. So, a vision board, why in the world do we want to have something like that? Well, it has to do with the programming of the mind when you program your own mind and not allow everybody else to do it for you, because then they program the mind for their purpose, not necessarily for yours. So just listen really close. A vision board, it changes lives for the ones that do it. But there's a little bit of doing that has to be done. Just like anything else, there's very few things that just drops in your lap. Yeah, I know some people can win the lottery, right? Okay, well, you had to buy a ticket, right? Nothing is free. Nothing without effort. Nothing worthwhile is without effort, or some of it. There is a process to get these vision board to do the work for you. It's kind of in the name. It's a board, and you put pictures of things that you want to have in your life, to be able to be or do. Pictures on there, you can put phrases and words that mean something for you, but it needs to be something that has a meaning for you. And don't just put pictures up there and then forget it. Then that's kind of a dumb way to do it, because you have to prepare a little bit when you work these vision boards. And there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. Let me cover the wrong way first. That is one, you put all kinds of nice pictures up there, random pictures of things that, yeah, I want that. And then you put it up there. Then you walk away and you hardly ever look at it again. Well, that doesn't do much for you. You got to spend some time with it. That is the right way. Stand in front of it and look at it. If you have a new car sitting on there, visualize yourself driving that car. See if you can develop emotion about it. Feel it. See yourself driving down the street in it. Because the subconscious mind does not know the difference between you imagining something and the real thing. It starts developing the sensations of driving it. And that could, for a new house, see yourself walking around in it. See yourself in the furniture in it. and you just start the visualization process. And you're going to find that there new things start happening. The universe has a really strange way of making things happen. So this is part of the floor of understanding. But first, find out. Go within yourself and ask yourself the question, what do I want most in my life of the new things that I could have? Or what do I want to be? What do I want to do? Yeah, you're going to have to think a little bit. And that could be cars, homes, family, new love in your life, something interesting to do that will be so fantastically interesting that you would do it even if you didn't get paid. You'll be amazed sometimes. Things can happen. So you get to do those things and get paid or not get paid. If you are happy with what you do, and that goes back to absolutely everything. If you are not happy with what you do, you need to do something different or change part of what you're doing in order to get around what makes you not totally happy about it or start something totally new. I will ask you a question that you can think about. For those that want a new career or a new life or new anything, ask yourself, or I'm going to ask you, what would you start tomorrow morning if you knew you could not fail? That's a deep question, but I think everybody should think about that at least once in their life if they want something really majorly new in their life. So you have to prepare your brain for the moments that you stand in front of that board with all the good pictures of it, something that you really want new in your life. Prepare your brain and your mind. I said brain and mind because they're not the same thing. If you're angry, don't do it. Wait until you're no longer angry. If you are sad, wait until you're not sad. Sit down, go into meditation, change your mindset, and go back and do it. When you're really happy, that's when your vibration is up and you are more apt to connect with what's on the board through what's on the board onto the universal mind where it already exists because you thought it into existence. Quantum mechanics allow for that. And when you spend time like that, spend at least 5 minutes. Stand in front of that board. Go into a meditative state. Or you can do better than that. You can actually set it up in such a way you can sit down because then you can relax more. When you relax the body, the mind relaxes. When you relax the mind, the body relaxes. So slow the mind down, go into a meditative state and look around the board and kind of look at everything kind of casually first. Tell yourself, all this is mine. And then spend some time looking at each picture, each phrase or word that you put on there that means something to you. Kind of look at a picture. Let's say it is a car. And like I said, see yourself driving it. Feel it. Feel the emotion of having something new like that. And then you go to the next picture. One of my pictures on the board is an airplane. It's a jet airplane. I'm a pilot, so that makes sense. But that particular one I want, because in the past, I was in the aviation business and we had 23 airplanes. And I don't have any airplanes anymore. But it would be fun to have one. It really would feel good. Taking friends, all get in the airplane, and from Tucson, let's say, fly to New Orleans to go for dinner, and then fly back home. We used to do stuff like that, and it felt good. I rekindled that feeling by getting in the airplane, getting in the left seat, starting the airplane up, taxiing out, taking off, and heading about 130 degrees to New Orleans. This is my way of wanting something. You find yours that you can really get into with emotion, feeling the joy of having someone else enjoy it with you. Don't create only for yourself. Create for others too. Selfishness doesn't really work all that well with the universe. It works better when you have other people benefit from your creation. And well, what it does is that it activates the creative process both in the brain and the mind. When you do this every day, maybe several times a day, you engage the principle of repetition, because the subconscious mind believes this is real when you look at the panel. So now the subconscious mind gets used to reliving you driving that new car, or having love in your life, going on vacations, whatever you put up there. So do it often. And when you do, you're going to start seeing some things change around you. Small changes, maybe. And that's because you activate new centers in the brain and the mind that starts reaching for opportunities. Some of the things that it brings to you, you may not be able to understand or even need at the moment. Accept it. Maybe later you will understand why you got it. So now you can put it to work. See, the brain doesn't know the difference, so take advantage of that. Let the brain live that dream. And the pictures, when you pick those pictures, or the phrases of mantras or whatever you put up there, make sure they really mean something to you. That can create an emotion. a wonderful feeling of be able to share with your family or friends or other people. That is important. And also, what you put up there, try to imagine it in stages. Now, let's say that, okay, let me call it in for my thing. Excuse me. I did not put a Boeing 747 up there. I put a small airplane that can hold 10 people in it. That's all. Small jet. Because having a $280 million Boeing 747 is somewhat unreasonable. At least I think it is unreasonable. And that's why it makes it unreasonable when I think so. So I have no use for that anyway. I put a picture up there that is reasonable to me. Same thing with you guys. If you want a new car, don't put a $2.8 million Bugatti up there. You probably don't have a lot of use for that. Put a car that is reasonable and good and you feel good about. So when you do that, again, you're going to start seeing some changes around you. There are new people can come into your life. If you talk with those new people, they may be able to open up doors for you. It could be the universe's way to help you find your way through the maze in order to get that new house or whatever you would want. Things start happening. And also use affirmation. Let's say you put an affirmation on the board. Stand there and read it. Read it. Do this several times a day. Every time you walk by that board, stop. Look at it. Take at least a minute to concentrate on it. Try to develop that feeling of love and emotion, looking at the visualized images. That goes into the subconscious mind, through the subconscious mind to the superconscious mind, and from there it goes to the universal mind where it already exists because you thought it, you created. It's there for you. It is up for you to bring it from the universal mind through the same channel up into your conscious mind where you can actually manifest it around you. Again, quantum mechanics allow for it. So just spend some time with this. At least 5 minutes every day. So when you look at it, emotion is the prayer. I know a lot of people talking about prayers and yeah, they're okay, but nobody taught you how. The words does not mean much. It's the emotion and the visual images that you create in addition to the words that goes to the universal mind or God, if you like. And then you start bringing it back. For the ones that do this, your life can change fairly quickly. And it is up to you to do it. And when you do, share it willingly when you get it. because there is this universal law. When you give without expecting anything in return, the universe will return tenfold. That works for good things. When you put a $10 bill in the hand of a homeless person, you will be blessed somehow. There will be a return, but don't expect it. Just do it because it feels good. It works the same way when you do something that hurt someone. Think about that. When you try to do something, get somebody evicted, steal something, anything like that, you will be rewarded somehow tenfold. It may not come back in the same form. It may come back in a totally different form. But this is something why the people of higher vibration that freely give to others and care about others and love others, they have better lives. So I suggest really start putting things on, find a board, maybe a frame for making pictures or something like that, oil painting, and put things on there or on a mirror. Put it on a mirror, that's what I do. Or put it on a board and start putting things on there. You may not want to clutter it up with all kinds of different things. That's okay. Spend some time with each thing. If you have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 different things on the board, you will be more concentrated, more single-minded on the issue of what you want. But whatever you put on it, do it every day. You're going to find your life will change. I hope this made sense for you. And if you like what you heard, the super chat is open. We'd love to have you support us that way too. Because this, what Nori and I are doing, is a labor of love. And for those of you out there that don't really know how to start it out, watch the video again. Then sit down and decide, what do I really want? It's okay to think big. But if you think of something that is so big, it scares you. Also think about the stages towards that big thing. Because that big thing may be so big that it scares the daylight out of you. And the subconscious mind knows that's not possible until you convince it otherwise. So ask yourself also that question: what would I start tomorrow morning if I knew I could not fail? It's a good question. But I also tell you, don't come up with an answer to that for at least 24 hours, because the first thing you think about may not be the right thing. Yeah, it feels good to look good, but I guarantee you one thing: you don't know how to think big enough. Nobody does. So now, if you have thought of something really big, think about the stages in order to get there. There may be several stages. One of them is, I have this big thing I want to do out there. Okay. Can I do it right now? No, I need more education. So now you think about, what can I do to educate myself, to bring myself to that? Then you ask yourself, do I have the money to do it? No, not necessarily. So then, what can I do to raise the money? Do I need a partner? Do I need to borrow? How can you raise the money if money is needed? Then you may ask another question. Who do I want to do this with? Start picking people that you feel have the same dream as you do, and work yourself up towards that big thing. Because if you do that, you can get there. It's just like walking steps. Going upstairs is usually about 12 to 14, 15 different steps. You get up there. How do you think it will work to get upstairs if you had one step? So, I wish you well, and I know you can do it. I look at my board every day, several times. There have been times even in the recent past where I miss days. I don't do it. Well, I got reminded the other day, and from that, I recommitted myself, because you also need to commit yourself to do it every day. Promise yourself to do it. Then you're on your way. So I wish you, should I say good luck? It really has nothing to do with luck. It is all part of the rewards when you touch, when you reach into the universal mind where everything is. And until next time, be good to each other.